So, oh, okay, I'm back. So, here I am back, part two. So, for those of you that have maybe caught some of our social media posts in the last few weeks, again, I wanted to apologize if I've offended any of you with our Good Life series. Lost a few social media friends along the last few weeks. Not sure why. We titled them some of our posts on a trip we had taken, The Good Life. I had watched a show, God, probably 15, 20 years ago called The Good Life. And the show really inspired me because it was a show based on a guy, it was a real estate guy. I think it was interior designer slash real estate guy who took people that were kind of ball and chain to their mundane life, ball and chained, to a cubicle, to whatever it wasn't giving them joy in life, and kind of looked at what was going to give them joy in life. Where were they? What internally wasn't kind of living up to their ideal of what life should be. And then they kind of fast forward to talking about, well, I'd like to snowshoe, or I envision myself painting watercolors. And I remember two people really stood out to me. A couple that really liked to snowshoe and live in the mountains and the outdoors. It was a young, good-looking couple in their probably mid-30s that had a dog, and they fast forwarded to this couple buying this modern cabin in Vancouver, Canada. And they looked at several properties, maybe 3 properties, and they picked this beautiful, ultra-modern, rustic, small cabin outside Vancouver. And they picked that property, and they came back and interviewed that couple. You could see that couple really was enjoying life. In another incident, this lady wound up in Taos, New Mexico. She was an artist, and I've been to Taos, and I mean, it is a metaphysical, spiritually uplifting. It's mountains, high desert, angel fire, art galleries. It's just a really neat town. It's a place that's always personally been moving to me. And so I could see this lady, maybe she's in her dead-end job or whatever, and she just said, fuck it. And she moved to Taos, and they helped her find a house. I thought about that show for many years. And then Mel, I don't know, 6, 7 months ago, got me hooked on a TV show with 3 good-looking kids. One's a New York real estate agent guy, kind of a femme guy, and a pretty Asian Filipino, half Filipino girl, and a African American girl, maybe from Jamaica or something. Anyways, these 3 kids would go around the world to these Airbnbs and sample life in these different places and kind of inspire people to go check these places out. What got me thinking about our life, and it got me thinking about our own kind of routine existence. And I'm very blessed. I've got the magnificent wife. I mean, my God, a marriage that most people would dream of. But our job, had become very in the box. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, people call, we want this, we want that. And I'm very appreciative for our clients. It's not the client's fault. It's not your fault. It was our fault. We felt, tied to a routine. And I felt like after 32 years, I was not inspired nor inspiring to people. And I feel like there's a million agents out there. What the hell can I do differently for the public, for you, that a million other people cannot do? How can I differentiate myself? And how can I also be inspired to live on planet Earth? And then it hit me. Well, I'm doing real estate all wrong. And I mean wrong. Real estate needs to be flipped 180 degrees upside down, and I mean flipped. We are fixated as a society on these damn real estate agents shows of real estate agents walking you through these glamorous homes with the lighting and the $100,000 Hunter Douglas this and the courts that. Well, I can do the same thing. I can walk you through really fancy before and after homes. We've shown and sold some magnificent homes and some disgusting dumps. But what is that to you? Because what if you can't afford that home? And what if you can afford that magnificent home? But what if it's not in your taste? But how is that making your life better? How is that changing you as a human being and really changing your life? I don't think real estate itself, the box. I'm in this gorgeous home that we bought. But it's not this house, these walls that make this magnificent. It's the environment and it as a tool that opened up, guess what? The good life for Mel and I. Mel and I love to explore. We are explorers. We love nature. We love red rocks and mountains and trees and birds and bears and deer and the undiscovered path of what is around the corner we have yet to see, and the vistas and the views and the ravines and everything that is the big and the bad and the West. We fell in love with the West. We fell in love with the wide open spaces. And we love Florida too, for a very different set of the good life. So for us, we started rethinking real estate, and we started thinking about you, whoever you are out there, wherever you are, sitting in your cubicle or at your desk or staring at your bank account or laying next to your loved one in bed, waking up. And maybe your life is perfect. Maybe everything you've ever dreamed your life is. And hell yes, I want you to be part of that good life too. But if there's something gnawing at you in your gut, your stomach, back of your neck, that, my life is just devoid of something. There's something not quite right. That's just empty, missing, where I don't feel quite right. We can't solve the psychology of your children aren't doing good in school. We know that. We can't solve, your knees need orthopedic, blah, blah, blah. We're only in one little slice of life, real estate. But what we do want to do is to use real estate as a tool and to say, can we take our knowledge of Colorado and our knowledge of Florida, the best of both worlds, which you've maybe seen on our branding, and using those tools, can we step in and say, let's not talk about how many bedrooms and baths. Let's talk about you as a person. Let's talk about your family. Did you grow up loving riding horses or paddleboarding? Or what do you dream about every night when you go to sleep? Maybe it's tinkering with cars in a 5-star barn with gorgeous mountain views. Or maybe it is snorkeling. And work it a little bit backwards. Instead of saying, let's go and talk about how many beds, baths, square feet, price point. Let's completely redo things. What if you could have the dream? Give us your dream. What would your dream be? Once we have the dream, let's work it backwards and see if it is obtainable. Maybe it isn't in a big house. Maybe it's in a tiny home on a lot. Maybe we have to scale things. Maybe, it is possible to accomplish your dreams. I know a lot of you think we get old, we get set in our ways that you'll never have the dream. You know, you have too many responsibilities. You have too many health problems. You have too many bills. You're stuck in your way. But I want to be the inspiration point for you. I really want to work with fewer clients, more intimately, more vertically. And we want to have a more meaningful impact with you. We want to have that 2 or 3 year relationship where we look back 2 or 3 years later and we can come to your home, wherever that may be, and see the smile on your face that we have actually changed the path of that life. That is the purpose of the good life for us. And we want to lead by example. I don't want to be one more fake face on a business card with a picture plasticized from bad plastic surgery of another agent from 20 years ago. I want to introduce realistic, here's what's going on in our life, real time for you, our clients, or consumers. And I want to lead by example by showing you what we're doing in our own walk through life. It's not perfect. We've got our own aches, our own pains, our own health problems, our own bills, our own trials and tribulations and family stuff. We are not some, oh my God, perfect, blah, blah. What we put ourselves out there for the world to see, that it is doable. In 2019, I told Mel, I'm not happy in Florida full-time anymore. I feel something is missing. I had gone to sleep for years dreaming of big streams and waterfalls and mountains with clean, dry air that I could get up and get on an ATV or an e-bike and just get lost in a 1,000,000-acre forest. She had known that for years I had had a part-time residence in Colorado. And by God, Mel said, well, let's do it. Screw it. Screw talking. Let's do it. So in June of 2019, we made a discovery trip out to Colorado, and we stumbled into a wonderful home in a state park area surrounded by a national forest. It was the best decision of our life. And we now divide our time between a beach community, St. Pete Beach, Roxborough Park, Colorado. We have a wonderful family and friends and so forth. And I want you to have the same opportunities. We are available for you. We are starting our own meetup group. So the next chapter in our voyage is we would like to start a meetup group from our other social media vehicles. You know, we're on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and so forth. But I want to create a meetup group for dialogue from you, how we can join together and create a meetup group of like-minded people that want the good life. It's not a sales pitch for me to come and hard sell you on, you got to use Desertel and Associates Real Estate. It's to get ideas and brainstorm and talk and share video or pictures or ideas, or I've been here, or I want to go there. But it's to be positive and not negative and not condescending. So I'm going to be creating a meetup group this month, hopefully called The Good Life. If it's taken, I'll create some hashtag The Good Life .-1 or whatever. I'll be sharing it with you and inviting you, and hopefully I get enough people so it doesn't look stupid with only 6 or 7 of you. We're also going to be sharing these videos and uploading them to YouTube, so you can join us on YouTube. We're going to be moving away from the traditional social media that you've seen me on for so long. I've always enjoyed writing, but I have to understand that the world has moved to a video format, and so you'll see me more and more on video and less on the typewritten yada yada. And to summarize, back to part 1, we talked about what's going on financially in the market right now. I predict the market is heading for a correction. If there's ever been a time in your life that you wanted to say screw it, now's the time to say, you know what? I'm living in the cornfield, Indiana, or I'm in Poughkeepsie. I'm not picking on these towns, but wherever you're at, I'm in Cleveland and I'm tired of shoveling snow. Wherever you're not experiencing the good life, maybe it's the time now to sell. Maybe it's selling rent for a while. You don't have to buy, guys. Yes, rents are sky high. I get it. But maybe you pay sky high rents for a year or two. It's not the end of the earth. Don't let some agent out there, oh, you've got to buy right away. Ah, bullshit. Maybe you sell and you rent for a year or so, and we take a step back and we really try to ascertain what's right for you. But if there was ever a time in the history of mankind to sell, now might be the time to sell, take a step back, look at you, look at where your life's at, and to say, maybe this is the time for me to have the good life. I've helped everybody else. I've done this, I've done that. I want to have a piece of the good life. Doesn't mean material possessions always. Maybe it's a single wide trailer on 5 acres. Maybe it is that big badass 9,000 square foot cantilevered home on top of the mountain. What's going to give me joy? If you'd like to talk further, you can always reach me, brokerpinellas@gmail.com. Pinellas, brokerpinellas@gmail.com, or brokercolorado@gmail.com, or you can visit us on the web, modernlodges, LODGES.com, or atomicdwelling.com, or call us 727-452-3506. I'd love to speak with you in person. I'm old school. I still answer the phone, or you can always do like the young kids do and send me a text. I hope you have a very blessed day. I look forward to sending you many more good life videos, text, emails, and stay safe. Bye, guys.